Hey, this is Coach Melissa here from FunkFit, and I just wanted to share a dinner idea for those of you who, like me, are not really big into cooking, so something that's pretty easy to prepare. I've just got a few ingredients here, mostly from Sprouts. That's where I tend to do a lot of my shopping. One thing I'm going to do is just make some really simple chicken. I could cube the chicken and put it in with the vegetables. I've chosen to just bake the chicken. So what I've done so far is I've just drizzled a little bit of olive oil over the top of the chicken breast and just sprinkled on some, this is called Hot Rocks. It's just a seasoning salt. So it's just a mixture of like salt, pepper, and some spices. But just sprinkle a little bit on top, oil on both sides. I'll cook it at 375 degrees, probably about 8 minutes on one side, turn it over, 6 to 8 minutes on the other side, just kind of testing it to see, like I don't want to overcook it, so I'm cooking it at a low temperature. Keeps it nice and juicy. While the chicken's cooking, I'm going to cook up some vegetables. So what I've done here, this just to make it easy on myself, the things that are a little harder to do fresh, sweet potatoes, I buy a big bag of them frozen, just keep it in the freezer. Pour a few into, different dishes just to give me some color. And you see the whole idea here is I've just got lots of color. So I've got a red bell pepper, green zucchini, some yellow crookneck squash, some orange sweet potatoes, and I actually like a little bit of frozen peas here. Gonna cook it in some Crisco, and then also I've got some cooking sauce. So I found these at Sprouts. Real simple, but they give a lot of flavor to the vegetables, so I'm not just eating plain vegetables. They come in all different flavors. It's this Tasty Bite brand, so just one package of that. It's supposed to be about 2 servings. You can stretch it out a little bit more if you're having it over rice. And this is another brand I like, the Seeds of Change. This one right here is a whole grain basmati rice, but it's whole grain, so it's a little bit healthier option. Not going to eat a whole lot of it. You could probably leave it out and just do the vegetables, the sauce, and the chicken. So right now what I've done is I've just put all the vegetables I mentioned before just into a wok, and I'm going to fry them for a little bit. Just get the sweet potatoes melted. Cook down the zucchini and squash just a little bit. I don't need to cook it for very long, just a couple of minutes. While the chicken's cooking all this time, so chicken's going to take maybe 16 minutes at the most to cook. Meanwhile, I'm cooking up my vegetables, and once I've cooked the vegetables for a few minutes, like I say, just enough to thaw up some of the frozen vegetables and get a little bit of softness to the zucchini and squash. Then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pour in my sauce and then cover it and simmer it for about 10 minutes or so, and it says on the package. So here's my chicken at the halfway point. I just pulled it out and flipped it over. And then over here you see I've added the simmer sauce, and I've just got it in there simmering away. So it's a little bit thick when you start off. By the time it's simmered for 10 minutes, it's actually thins out a little bit, so a little more saucy. So here's our finished dinner right here. Just a chicken breast, some rice, and our beautiful colorful vegetables, and they smell really good too. And you can see, so this is about a fourth of the package of rice and about a fourth of the vegetables and sauce. So even though it says on the packages and it's 2 servings, really this is an adequate serving. So if you have any more than that, you're probably having a little more than a serving. Guys can eat a little bit more. So again, that made about 2 servings, and I've still got quite a bit left over here in the pan simmering away. Another thing with this dish too is I use the vegetables that I prefer or that I just happen to have in the refrigerator right now. But the nice thing about this is you can actually use just whatever you prefer or whatever you happen to have in the refrigerator. I needed to use up a pepper, and I had some squash and zucchini that I had half of left over from another meal. So, sometimes I'll make it with broccoli instead. You don't have to use sweet potatoes. I've actually got a bag of frozen summer squash in the freezer as well. So just whatever you want to use. And there's a variety of sauces by the same brand. And different kinds of rice too. You don't even need the rice if you want to double up on the vegetables, since the sweet potatoes are actually a carbohydrate as well. So hope you guys enjoy. Maybe give it a try. This is definitely quick and easy to make. Took me about 16 minutes total to cook the chicken, and everything else just cooked while I was cooking the chicken. So eat up, have a fun time starting school, getting the kids back off to school, and see if you can get them to try it as well. Thanks. Bye.